April 16th, 2011. This is Colleen Green from Green Adventures. We hiked with our family, our kids, and a couple friends out to Visrivier Canyon Falls in the Angeles National Forest today. And you have to drive through a quarry, so the quarry drivers shuttle you across the first mile to access the trailhead. And our shuttle driver informed us that this was the most crowded day he's ever seen in 6 years. See, by all the people down here, this is an incredibly crowded day. Definitely our biggest Disneyland hike we've ever done yet. Ridiculously crowded, gorgeous, but this was a horrible day to come out here, just constantly having to pull aside on the trail. But gorgeous, worth it at the end, just way too crowded for us this time. We'll definitely have to come back on a day that isn't so nice and sunny and hope it's less crowded.
There's no place in the whole world like the Neches River.
Children can come to the Neches and reconnect with the natural world.
Every form of wildlife that's native to East Texas, you can find somewhere on the Neches River Basin. It really is a special place, and it's right here in our own backyard.
The Neches River winds its way through the heart of East Texas, stretching over Mexico. It's home to towering trees, delicate wildflowers, and some of the most diverse forests in the world. Millions of ducks, geese, and songbirds migrate along the Neches corridor.
The Neches River is one of the last wild places in Texas, certainly, and maybe in the United States. For 235 miles, the Neches flows much as it did when Davy Crockett crossed it on his way to the Alamo.
Local and state citizen groups are proposing that 200 River be added to the Wild and Scenic Rivers system, from the Lake Palestine Dam to B.A. Steinhagen Reservoir. The purpose of the National Wild and Scenic Rivers system is to protect U.S. rivers of significant historic, cultural, and natural value, and to keep these rivers free-flowing.
The Neches River is a tremendous asset for Texas, and with increased publicity and access, it can become even more valuable.
Designating the Neches as a wild and scenic river would protect private property rights by preventing further damming of the river. And it would highlight the Neches' value as a tourist destination.
Naming it a wild and scenic river would increase awareness of how important it is to teach our children to be outside, to respect the outdoors, and to make the use of what God has given us.
Well, there's a lot of reasons to have the Neches River designated as a National Wild and Scenic River. The most important reason to me would be that it protects private property. If a dam were to be built on the Neches River, private property would be condemned by using eminent domain. As a National Wild and Scenic River would allow the private property owners to continue using their land as they always have.
Other people are interested in the Neches because of its rich history.
Actually, the Neches is the birthplace of the Republic of Texas. The first European settlement in Texas, Mission San Francisco de los Tejas, established on the banks of a Neches tributary. The oldest towns here, Nacogdoches, San Agustin, Crockett, and Alto, all hovered around the El Camino Real, where the early settlers streamed into Texas. So you see, this is where it all began.
The first step toward making the Neches a wild and scenic river is for Congress to authorize a study of the river. The study would bring together people with an interest in the Neches River, including landowners, sportsmen, timber companies, tourism officials, local governments, and water authorities. If the study results in a positive recommendation, then it will be up to Congress to decide whether to designate the river.
We have this beautiful natural area that's right here in our back pocket. Wonderful paddling trails with beautiful hiking trails. It's nestled right in the middle of our national forest. I think that it's just a great side.
Having the Neches River designated as a wild and scenic river is the only sure way to protect the river, prevent future damming, and keep the river as it is.
You can help safeguard the natural beauty and rich history of the Neches River. go to tcatexas.org and click on Natchez.
Why do I care about the Natchez? I can tell you truthfully that it's not about me. I'm an old man. We're trying to save the Natchez for our children and their children and their children's children.